There are 15 anniversary cosmetics for the bad guys of Dead by Daylight, and in my personal opinion, the Trapper sadly got the worst anniversary cosmetic out of all of them. Now, just to make it clear, I think every single anniversary cosmetic is well crafted, the visual design is absolutely fantastic, especially on the Trapper. And in fact, I think he got one of the most masquerade style masks because it looks like a genuine full face masquerade mask. The emotionless expression of the mask combined with the exposed teeth fits with the Trapper's character perfectly. So if I am praising it so much, why is it on the last spot? Well, that's because of two external factors to the visual design of the mask itself. First of all, and this is just a personal nitpick, I don't like the weird straps on the mask. As far as I am aware, this is the only anniversary mask with this detail, and it looks kinda off. I don't get why they didn't have the straps actually be strapped to his head, or if this is an attempt to recreate the spikes that he has on his body. Either way, I personally think it would look better without them. And my second issue with the mask is that the Trapper is the only character that has zero combining outfits with its anniversary cosmetic. I tried to find a single outfit that looks good with the mask, and I was unable to find anything that looks good. The vast majority of Trapper cosmetics are aprons, work attire, or overalls. So until the Trapper gets a business suit or a formal vest and tie, the mask will suffer the fate of not combining well with any other cosmetic piece. Now take a look at the Blight's anniversary mask icon. It looks pretty sick. When I saw this in the anniversary stream, I was pretty hyped up. My hype, however, completely vanished when I actually earned this mask in game, and it turns out, for some reason, the artist at Behavior decided to leave the hoodie, which makes it very hard to combine this mask with the majority of the Blight's outfits. The thing I don't understand is that this was not done out of laziness. This was a deliberate choice by the artist, because the hoodie of this anniversary mask is actually different than the hoodie of the default cosmetic. It's an entirely new model that showcases the face of the Blight better, so they actually put effort into making this new hoodie despite it not appearing in the icon for the cosmetic or in the promotional artwork. That simple choice ruined this absolutely fantastic mask for me. Also, they forgot to put the Blighted Serum special effects on the mouth, so you will notice that this jaw is not dripping goop anymore. I know I am going to get a lot of hate for this position, but I think the Legion's mask is not that special. I am not saying that this mask was poorly made, or that it lacks effort. On the contrary, this mask contains a lot of really cool details. For example, did you know that it says the word smile on top of the mask? Or how about each of the stitches on the mask containing exactly 4 stitches, representing the Legion's gang? It's visually a very cool anniversary mask, but my problem is the characters that got this mask, because in all honesty, when you compare this cosmetic to any of the others they have in the cosmetic store, it doesn't stand out. It doesn't feel like an anniversary masquerade mask. It looks like any of the countless masks that they already have in the store, whereas with the majority of other killers, their anniversary masks feel unique to that character and incomparable to any of their own skins. In my personal opinion, since the Legion are the most human characters out of all killers, I think it would have been cooler to actually make a masquerade mask similar to the designs that the survivors got, or maybe one that doesn't cover their full face, and this way we could finally have a mask for the Legion that reveals their face partially, as no mask has done that yet. This would make the anniversary mask more special, as well as make it stand out compared to the rest of the masks the Legion has. But I am sure that the developers already thought about it, and they still decided against it, so there must be a reason as to why. I guess the reason why I don't like this mask as much is because it doesn't look elegant, and instead it looks edgy, which after all fits the Legion. This is just a reminder that this video is purely my subjective opinion about the cosmetics, and that's why I put the Spirit's mask so low. When I look at it in the promotional artwork, I have to admit it's one of the most, if not the most, unique anniversary mask out of all of them due to its bizarre, non-symmetrical design. The idea of making the mask shattered in order to expose the mouth of the Spirit so we can see the facial expressions that costed them $30,000 to make and have those pieces float in a supernatural way is a fantastic touch. My only problem is that in-game it looks kinda weird, but in all honesty I am just biased because I really don't like her default hair. If they recolored it to have some blue or gold streaks, I might have ranked this cosmetic higher, but I know that's an unfair request to make since the vast majority of anniversary masks are placed on top of the default heads. We finally reached our first full outfit anniversary cosmetic, and I think Hillbilly got the shortest stick out of all of them. It's obvious why they decided to give a full outfit for Hillbilly, because he has no head or mask cosmetic, and instead it's his entire torso, so it was either make an original outfit or have default Hillbilly with an anniversary mask, and on that I have to give them props. Now, do I like this outfit visually? Nope, and I have various problems with this outfit. I know that behavior treats Hillbilly and Hillbilly mains like a joke based on their balanced choices regarding this character, but I still don't get the obsession of making Hillbilly look like an absolute idiot in every single outfit he has except one of them, unlike literally every single character that has an anniversary cosmetic. It looks like Hillbilly stole all of his outfit from the decorations left around the map, because the anniversary mask he has poorly attached on his head is a generic mask that does not represent the character of Hillbilly, and I think Hillbilly could have gotten some grotesque design. If I put my English literature teacher mode on, I can defend this outfit by saying that that's the whole point of the Hillbilly. He was born disfigured, and all he ever wanted to was to fit in a society, and that's why he stole a generic human mask, because he wants to fit in with the rest, but he does it in a weird way. The problem is that the vast majority of the player base doesn't see this, and instead what we got makes Hillbilly look more like a clown than the literal clown we have in the game. I just hope they leave this trend already and start making horrifying or gruesome outfits for the Hillbilly, like the Blighted outfit. But hey, at least the pants and the weapon are really nice. The Singularity's anniversary mask is one of the 4 anniversary masks that are technically not masks because they alter the visual design of the default head, and I really like those types of anniversary cosmetics because they take more effort to make and they look more unique in my opinion. It also fits the Singularity perfectly, as this mask is divided into 3 sections: a white mouth representing Huck's past back when he was still a normal human looking android, the right robotic golden side with the eye scanner, which represents the truth of what Hux is, a robot, and the black organic left side of the mask, which represents the obsession of Hux to incorporate organic matter into his design only to end up burned by Gabriel. This mask is an absolute masterpiece, and that's why I rank it so low, because such a fantastic mask design was wasted into a simple piece that does not combine well with any of the cosmetics of the Singularity. I tried to find a cool looking combo for this mask only to end up with an aberration that makes me feel as if I was becoming Hux himself, trying to make something beautiful out of combining scrap pieces. I really wish we had a full masquerade outfit for the Singularity instead of Hillbilly, an outfit that maybe took some inspiration on steampunk, as the golden part of the mask kinda gives me those vibes, and I think that art style would make a fire outfit for him. Just thinking about this missed opportunity makes me sad, but I am still hopeful that one day we get a cosmetic that combines really well with his anniversary mask. I find it really fitting that the artist gets the most masquerade outfit out of all the killer cast, as it genuinely looks like an expensive mask that someone would wear in real life, and I also like the wings added to it. It looks like the mask is also made of two pieces, one of which is entirely black and another part which covers her mouth, and it's interesting that they decided to do that because just like the spirit, the artist has a lot of facial expressions, but I think this choice was a plus because it makes the artist look creepier. Maybe this was also a deliberate choice to represent how she was silenced by the Chilean corrupt forces because she was making too much noise exposing the Chile government, which again just shows how much care and thought was put into making every single anniversary mask. Also, just as a fun fact, for some reason this cosmetic removes the ink that the artist has by default, and also it slightly makes her hair look darker. This cosmetic goes very well with the blue Twitch Prime reward, and it's one of my go-to outfits and personal favorites for her. The Trickster seems to be a fan favorite of behavior because they haven't missed with a single cosmetic of his yet. His anniversary mask is a fantastic incorporation of real life culture that fits perfectly with the Trickster's lore, as the mask is a reference to the very iconic and popular tragedy and comedy masks used in drama theaters, known as sock and buskin. And this is because the Trickster has a tragic side to his life, as his no-spin band got incinerated by accident, which would have been a huge tragedy in South Korea. But at the same time, the Trickster has a comedy side, as he loves getting all of the attention to himself, and this event only made him happier in the long run. It's also a representation of how, for the public, Trickster is a well-respected artist with plenty of fans, but behind the scenes he is a psychopath using the screams of his victims as music. It shows the duality of the Trickster in a perfect way, and I truly don't think there could be a better mask for this character. It's also pretty unique, as it's the only full face cover cosmetic that the Trickster has, which is interesting because he also has a lot of facial expressions at all times, and in a way, this mask makes him look a little creepier than the default cosmetic. You will remember that one of my problems with the Legion's anniversary cosmetic was that it didn't feel unique compared to the rest of masks that they have available, and yet somehow behavior didn't give me the same feeling with the Huntress mask despite this character constantly wearing masks. What I also find really curious is that technically the Huntress already had a mask cosmetic that was very similar to the vibes of the Twisted Masquerade, as she has a very similar dual mask to the Trickster with her ultra rare cosmetic, and it kinda makes sense with the Huntress as she has a psychopath side and a mother side as well. However, the mask they decided to give to her for this event perfectly fits the Huntress, making her animalistic, feral side look very formal and royal. If we go by the lore of the Twisted Masquerade, we have to assume that the matte designer, the person behind the event, designed each of the anniversary masks herself, and she gave it out for them to wear, and the design she came up for the Huntress is not only perfect, but it also fits perfectly with her, as something she would actually wear by choice if she found it in the realm. I do wish there were more cosmetics that fit better with this mask, but the medieval chainmail outfit looks good overall. It also reminds me a lot of the Hound mask we got back in the second ever Lunar New Year event, but updated to the standards of the current graphic generation. I don't know who designed the Oni anniversary mask, but I think they did a pretty good job with it. I was really looking forward to how they will make a mask for the Oni, as he is already a character that wears a mask by default, and also how they would combine the Japanese aesthetic with the Masquerade one in a seamless fashion. But they did it! The anniversary mask for the Oni is pure art. The amazing thing about the Oni mask is that it combines very well with a lot of his outfits, making it a genuine cosmetic piece that players can and will use in the future, unlike the Trapper or I feel the Spirit's mask. And also, it comes with an amazing extra feature, as anytime the Oni enters Blood Fury, the mask golden tusks grow in size. I cannot find a single criticism about this cosmetic, and this makes this video by far the hardest ranking I have ever done on my channel, because every single one of the masks from now on is gorgeous, to the point that I feel like any of them could easily be a top 3. One thing about a lot of anniversary masks is that they look pretty cool, amazing or beautiful, but they are not creepy as you would expect from a horror game. But this all changed with the Nurse anniversary mask, because it is by far the creepiest mask out of all of them, and I am really invested into knowing why they designed this cosmetic in this way. From the outside, it looks like a beautiful mask, but it's shattered, and inside of that, it shows a very creepy blue eye exposed in the darkness. In fact, it's the first cosmetic that actually features an eye out of all the cosmetics for the Nurse. But does this eye belong to the Nurse? Is this part of the mask? We don't know. Just like the Singularity's mask, this is a full head cosmetic, so it also features a blue cloth with a white pattern which works as the pillowcase she's suffocated in. But it's interesting how she also has various ropes all around the cosmetic, holding the mask together, and also at her neck, which seems to serve a different, more disturbing purpose. Is this a representation of how the Nurse ended up in the entity's realm? Again, we might never know. But what I do know is that despite this being potentially the best mask in the entire game, I cannot rank it any higher, because it does not combine well with the majority of outfits of the Nurse, with the only cosmetic that looks good being the cheap blue recolor of her default dress. So if you have 900 iridescent shards to spare, might as well get this. I like it better than the other blue recolor because the blue tone on that cosmetic is lighter, and in my opinion, it doesn't combine as well. The Knight's anniversary mask is the mask that caught my eye the most out of all the masks shown in the promotional artwork of the event. So first of all, technically this is not a mask but an entire helmet, which makes it significantly better already than the vast majority of cosmetics in this list. And also it fits a perfect niche that we didn't have with him. The only helmets we had by this point did not show any emotions of this character. They didn't tell a story. It was just helmets he used because he was forced to by his employers, or helmets that served a practical use rather than an aesthetic one. However, with this helmet, it doesn't look like protection was the main concern. Instead, it's sending a message that says that this is no ordinary knight. It's not one that cares about honor or pride. It's a knight that takes joy in brutality and violence. It's a unique helmet he got from this realm, the Entity's realm, that was made specifically for him, and that's what makes it so cool. It also combines very well with some of the armors of the knight, especially when looking at it from the back. However, this cosmetic has a very big visual issue with it, and since I don't want to ruin it for you, I'll give you some time to skip to the next cosmetic. Well, since you are still here and curious, if you take a look at the helmet from the back, you can see that he seems to be bald inside the helmet, yet underneath he still has hair coming out of the helmet, so he either got the worst haircut known to mankind or the artist made a mistake. I know this placement can be surprising due to how high it is, but to this day I still think there isn't a single anniversary mask that has surpassed the quality and the design of the Deathslinger's cosmetic. I am someone who sadly gets bored very easily of cosmetics in Dead by Daylight, and I like to change a lot of my outfits constantly while I'm playing. However, to this day, 1 year after the release of this mask, I still make it my #1 outfit choice by far out of the entire game due to how amazing and unique it looks and makes the Deathslinger look. This mask combines very well with a lot of torsos that the Deathslinger has in the cosmetic store, and it's also the only mask that Deathslinger can have, making it by far the most unique cosmetic piece he has in his arsenal, and yet it doesn't look out of place like with the Trapper or the Spirit. A problem a lot of free cosmetics have in Dead by Daylight is that they are made in a vacuum, and they do not combine well with other cosmetics like the Lunar New Year pieces, the Christmas sweaters, or the Meteor Maker shirts. But this is not the case for this mask. It genuinely looks like something players would intentionally buy from the cosmetic store, and the fact that they gave this away for free makes it so much better. I believe it's one of the most used cosmetics for the Slinger, and for a reason, because to this day I was unable to find any head cosmetic for him that can beat the quality of the anniversary mask that they created. I am sure that a lot of people expected this outfit to be a #1 in this video, and in all honesty, for me this is easily one of the top 10 outfits in Dead by Daylight. And the fact they got the ghost face for this anniversary event, the formal jacket they created for him, is some of the most well designed cosmetics I have seen the devs cook, especially with the amazing amount of small details all over it, like the spade tips on his ghostly tendrils, the belt, the shoulder pads. Everything just looks good combined. The weapon is also very cool looking. I find it interesting how they combined a brutal hunting knife with a beautiful royal pattern, as if it were the knife of a very important cartel boss. But in order to make this ranking video more fair, I decided to go purely with the mask aspect, and in all honesty the Ghostface mask is just a golden recolor. Something interesting about it is that the icon shows black eyes and mouth, whereas the one in game has orange eyes and a dark blue mouth. But I think it's the lightning that does this effect, and if this was intentional, then it's an amazing detail about this cosmetic, as it allows Ghostface to camouflage in the dark while hunting for prey, something he still does with this outfit, as we can see his boots and the lower part of his pants covered in mud. However, unlike any of the cosmetics in this video, this is the only one that is paid only, so it's kinda unfair to rank it compared to the rest of free anniversary gifts. And in #1, and objectively the cosmetic that got the most amount of effort out of all of them, we have the Dredge. It's hard to believe that the best anniversary cosmetic would belong to a monstrous eldritch creature with no human shape. Funnily enough, this outfit does make him look the most human out of all of them, because it features a human looking face on it at the very least. Not only does it look like the personification of the name of the event, the Twisted Masquerade, but most importantly, the reason it is #1 for me, and the reason I feel it's the cosmetic with the most effort put on it, is because not only does it completely change the visual model of the Dredge to be something else, also incorporating creepy golden liquids flowing out of his limbs, but also it's the only outfit in this entire video and one of the only outfits in the entire game that actually changes the sound effects of the character. With this cosmetic equipped, your fleshy sounds become metallic, chain and bell-like sounds anytime you move or pick up a survivor, and your weapon becomes completely metallic, and it kinda sounds like a sword slashing anytime you hit something. It's one of the first ever cosmetics that changed the sound effects of the character, and I think sound effects are way more important and impactful for a killer since when you are playing on first person, you cannot see the masks in game, but with this one, at the very least, you can hear it. And that's my opinion about anniversary cosmetics. Let me know what is the best anniversary cosmetic for you in the comments. Thank you for watching and expect a Survivor edition soon. Have a nice day.